welcome to your Monday's broadcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Denise. Now let's go see what information Mr. Nash has for us this week.
Hey, Mr. Nash, welcome to Coffee Talk. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's been a good week.
Yeah, we've been really lucky here. We've had a lot of the students have started to realize that we're open just a little bit and starting to take advantage of the instructional spaces that are available. And I know there are a lot of questions. I have another community forum this evening where I'll talk a little bit about the reopening plan, kind of what that model looks like. But for our students, I'm going to step out of frame just a moment to show you something which we've probably all seen at some point, and it is the magic guard that will protect us in our instructional space. And so we've gotten enough of those for each desk in our instructional environment for students, as well as we have plenty of cleaning materials in order to clean the spaces to get everybody safe and going. We're optimistic that there's some chance to reopen, but I'm sure many of your students, because they're well read, are thinking, how are we going to do that when we're approaching the purple tier in San Diego County? And the answer is, if a school has already begun its reopening process, much the way that we have here at Poway High School, we get to continue that process until, of course, we reach some threshold where the entire county has to shut back down. I don't believe that we'll get there in any great hurry, but for us, it's about making sure that students have a full academic opportunity. And the piece that we've been missing over these last few months, to have that opportunity for some personal interaction, both teacher and with other students on campus. I know this is hard, right? This is it's a tough time for everybody. It's difficult to run a school without students present. It's difficult to be a student without your teacher in front of you. And it's difficult to be a teacher without your camera showing you every one of your students. So I would like to take a moment just to remind you as a student body that if you're in the classroom with your teacher and you're able, I would hope that you would want to turn on your camera and engage in that instructional environment. We as educators don't thrive because we deliver information. We thrive because we get to see you learn and move forward in your instructional environment. And every day that we don't get that, we worry about you. And so by turning on your camera and communicating with your teacher in that instructional space, you give us that opportunity to know you're okay. You give us that opportunity to interact with you in your learning that can be much more meaningful. So I would encourage you to think about doing so when you're in your next Zoom class.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nash. That's all we have this week, Titans. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for the information, Mr. Nash.
Hey, Julie, what do you say let's go to Trevor and Mikey's segment for This Week in History?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Titans, I'm Trevor.
And I'm Mikey Knapp, and this is This Week in History. Hey Titans, in This Week in History on November 4th, 1842, future President Abraham Lincoln is married to Mary Todd. On November 6th, 1860, Abraham Lincoln became the first ever United States president that was a Republican to be elected into office. And finally, on November 7th, 1819, the inventor of basketball, James Naismith, was born.
On November 4th, 1922, King Tut's tomb was discovered in Luxor, Egypt by Howard Carter. On November 7th, 1944, President Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected to an unprecedented fourth term. On November 5th, 1733, the first issue of the New York Weekly Journal was published by John Peter.
And that's all for this week, Titans. Now back to the anchors.
Thanks for the facts, boys.
Now let's head over to movies and entertainment with Charlotte and Connor.
Hey Poway, it's Charlotte from your entertainment section, and today we're going to be going over a TV show and movie that will absolutely get you into the seasonal mood. First, we have the cult classic TV show, Gilmore Girls.
Am I crying or laughing? Laughing. Good. Yeah.
And secondly, we have the cult classic movie, Edward Scissorhands.
Those are your hands. Those are your hands.
Now on to Connor.
What's up, Poway? Today we have 3 new music releases from the past week. First up, The Kid Laroi released his EP titled Savage.
I'm numb, so numb. I'm numb to all the pain you bring. I'm trying to figure it out.
Secondly, Aries released his single called Fool's Gold.
I'm on a runner every day, any night, anyway. I'ma ride for you, love. Dollar signs, pockets swole like it's swine.
And lastly, Maluma dropped his remix to his song Hawaii that features The Weeknd.
So now he's your heaven. You're lying to yourself and him to make me jealous.
And this week's throwback song is In the End by Linkin Park.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end,
That's all we have for this week. Now back to Denise and Julie.
Thanks, Charlotte and Connor. That was a nice throwback song.
Hey, Julie, I'm craving some Kaminskys right now.
I am too.
Let's go see if Matt and Lucas can help us out with that.
What's up, Titans? Today, Lucas and I are going to be checking out one of the oldest restaurants we've got to interview. Kaminskys, a local barbecue restaurant, has been happily serving the community for over 50 years. They have amazing food and a great indoor and outdoor atmosphere. Let's see what the owner, Marsha, had to say about Kaminskys.
So first off, I want to thank the students for being here from Poway High School. We definitely support our local community here at Kaminskys Barbecue. I am a Kaminsky, Marsha Kaminsky, and we want to be able to help out the school when we can. And I am also a volunteer basketball coach there with the Poway Girls Basketball Program. I've been there for 14 years, plus also a Poway High School graduate. So Poway Titans are near and dear to me. So we have been in business in Poway since 1965. We are 4 generations. I'm the 3rd generation. Started with my grandparents, then my parents, now me, and then my nieces. And I started here at 9 years old doing dishes and just slowly moving up, learned how to do everything here. And now my mom and I run it. Unfortunately, my father passed away 2 years ago, but my mom and I are carrying on the legacy. And so we just want the community to know of Poway High School that we're here to support you guys. So whatever you might need from us, come by and ask us, even during COVID. And maybe there's some things that we could do to help your program out or sport or whatever it might be with the high school.
Thanks for stopping and checking out Kaminskys with us, Poway. And a big thank you to Marsha for providing the amazing food. I know I'll definitely be back soon, and I hope to see some of you Titans there. That's all from us. See ya, Poway.
Thanks, Matt and Lucas.
Well, Titans, that's all for your Monday broadcast this week. I'm Denise.
And I'm Julie.
Have a marvelous Monday.